Okay, so Mr. Miracle's getting a TV show. Let's talk about it. So, the award-winning Eisner run of Mr. Miracle, which the whole purpose is about taking this character that has escaped from the depths of Apocalypse, a planet without free will, or freedom in general, and making him confront his deepest, darkest secrets and deepest, darkest past. Everything he wanted to hide, everything he thought he could escape from, is finally coming out. It's an interesting plot for a comic book or show, but there are a few flaws and a few concerns I have about it. I would just want to share them here, and you guys can respond to the comments and just see what you all think about it. So, Mr. Miracle in the comics, I thought, based off some stuff like Justice League Action, that he was supposed to be like a comedical, sort of like Hermes prankster style figure. I was wrong. I had to deep dive back into my comic collection, and I saw that although he is very optimistic and sometimes cracks some jokes, he's ultimately just a smart guy who doesn't really deal with a lot of crap. He will have his moments where he's funny, but otherwise, he's just the guy there to get the job done. The problem with the characterization they had in the Tom Taylor series is that they only focused on the depressing part of his past, and they refused to choose any other part of his character that helps build forth his future. Most of the optimistic elements that make his future are completely eradicated in order to build this story, which I'm personally not a big fan of. Other characters such as Big Barda, Funky Flashman, Oberon, Darkseid, Granny Goodness, a lot of the other characters in here, they're stripped down to their worst aspects. Oberon, who is supposed to be a mentor to Mr. Miracle, he's killed off at the beginning of the book. Funky Flashman, he's supposed to be a cheap conman who eventually betrays Mr. Miracle. He's seen as a loving, caring, supporting figure. Granny Goodness, although she's supposed to be a torturer, actually spends the last moments of her existence trying to help and try to comfort Mr. Miracle, and she treats him like an actual son and not just like a pathetic, beaten down mess like he normally would be. This is not the characterization of how they are supposed to be. Everything that's supposed to be fantastical and optimistic and or depraved about these characters is completely torn down, and it affects them as a result. This is something that I'm not a personal fan of seeing forward for anything regarding Mr. Miracle, and when I heard news of this series, I had a lot of mixed thoughts. On the one hand, the art, as you can see here, looks incredible. The art they draw for not only the comic series, but also the animation, looks fantastic. It's going to be a little difficult to try and adapt some of the comic book element, since it's meant to be like homages to the Watchmen series and other stuff here and there. It's going to be hard to adapt. If they can do it well, it'll be a masterpiece. But the characterization of these beings is incredibly different. And I've got one final thing I want to say before I go. In this series, it is set in an Elseworld where heroes don't exist. Through some means or another, this Mr. Miracle series only has Mr. Miracle and the New Gods supporting cast as the only fantastical parts of their world. None of the Justice League, none of its supervillains, no one in the entire world outside of them are extraordinary, fantastical. None of them have powers. It doesn't make sense how any of this type of somewhat grounded story can connect into an expansive universe like the DC universe that James Gunn and Peter Safran are planning. This is concerning me to the highest levels, because they're going to have to take incredible creative liberties in order to try and justify this version of the character, but also trying to justify anything remotely close to this canon into an extended universe of DC. This is going to be an animated series, which they said that animated series, live action series, and video games are going to be there. That's not a problem. The ultimate problem is how they're going to fit all of this horseshit into one series and make it work with a continuous extended universe. They didn't say that this was an Elseworlds, so I have no freaking idea how they're going to organize this, what their plan is, and everyone else I'm seeing on the internet is concerned too. The Panda Red, he's one of the best comic book YouTubers on the planet. He is a big fan of the Tom King series. I'm not personally, but I do understand, and I like a lot of his points. He is concerned about the series because of the art style and the fact that everything in this series is very hard to convey in an animated series. This is going to be one of the most concerning projects, or possible projects, that DC could have. And although I'm not a big fan of project cancellations after they mention it, I'm starting to hope that they might cancel it. Hope you have a great day, everyone.